Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I've got some Division 18 online ranked gameplay in the middleweight division using Kelvin Gastelum. Now, Kelvin Gastelum is someone that isn't picked too much when it comes to online ranked, especially as he's fallen in favour, and he was on a little bit of a losing streak until his last fight, which he won, which again, a lot of people thought that was controversial. I personally had him winning the fight. I think the big moment was the headbutt in the second round, to be fair. We saw something similar with Valentina Shevchenko's last fight, is that the headbutt really did change the momentums of things, especially on the judges' scorecards. But either way, I thought Kelvin looked phenomenal, and I was very happy that he got the win. And now, coming up here, you see I'm against Division 17 Israel Adesanya, who I'm one-on-one with, and this matchup here is an extremely difficult matchup if you're Kelvin Gastelum. You do have the advantage per se when it comes to maybe the power, but is his size, his reach, his length, the kicking arsenal, even just how clean and crisp. If you're against a good Israel Adesanya player, this is a real nightmare matchup, which is why I thought I'd showcase to you, me sort of dealing with this style, going through adversity, and then you see how it plays out towards the end of the fight. And it's extremely hard, especially when you're coming up against an Israel that mixes in the roundhouse and teeps, because those teeps transitions into knees as soon as you're close. Izzy obviously has the stat advantage in pretty much every aspect, so you're a downfall straight away from there. When it comes to the wrestling, you may be able to implement something. I mean, Kelvin's a pretty underrated wrestler, and I remember when this game first came out, let's say the first season 1 to season 4, Kelvin Gastelum was really like a dark horse, a hidden gem. A lot of fighters were using him and mixing in the grappling, which to be fair is a good approach, especially against an Israel Adesanya, because Izzy, of course, where would you want Izzy? You want him on the ground, but in this fight here, you'll see that sometimes that isn't always the case, and it's that knee, it's those knees, the knees absolutely can ruin you if you're using Kelvin. And like I said, I think out of all the matchups, this and maybe the Robert Whittaker, of course, will be the more difficult matchups for Kelvin on ranked, especially if you're coming up against people that know what they're doing. But if you do really want to test yourself and use some of that Mexican spirit and see if you can battle through, bite down the mouthpiece and keep on going, then he's definitely someone I'd recommend giving a chance to, because he is fun to use. Like I said, I'm just showcasing this matchup because, in my opinion, it's the hardest matchup, and it is a nightmare matchup, and I'm against a good player. And you can see here that the body work that Israel's doing is already ruining me. My body health's plummeting very, very quick. It'll be interesting to see Kelvin's health stats, because he's not someone that's easy to finish, but I could really feel the body work paying dividends early. And of course, in a 5-round fight, that's not what you want. You want to preserve as much body health as you can. But I was having a real difficult time because this Israel Adesanya is switching stances very well, attacking the body very well, mixing up with the punches. And to be honest with you, it was the knees when I was getting in close, because I had to get in close to rip off combinations. That's where I'm going to do my best work, and because of the reach advantage, it's very, very hard to get into that range. And what Adesanya was doing good was every time I was stepping into range, was presenting me with a knee, hooks to the body, teep to the body, and really just driving away that stamina, keeping me guessing, and just always punishing me ultimately when I get in range, which is exactly what Adesanya should do in this situation. But quickly, I just want to say a huge thank you for all the support as of recently on the channel. I think we're over 560 subscribers now, which is kind of crazy to say, and I really appreciate you guys. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more UFC 4 content. I do try to post weekly. Had a little bit of delays here and there with the uploads. Recently I was away to Rome, so hence why this video is coming out now. But yeah, just huge thank you for all the support. We've got some big videos in the works. I think the next video will probably be a Demetrius Johnson video. We've got a Rob Font video scheduled, and obviously have to get the Israel Adesanya video scheduled. But I was waiting for the patch to see what they do with his stats, which has finally come out, and they've also added 2 new fighters, which are both phenomenal. So I'm going to get to working on showcases for them as well. With newer fighters, I normally let it play out a bit, because at the start everyone's using them, so I normally let it play out, and then once the hype per se is gone, I'll start using them. So expect those videos. And yeah, just once again guys, just want to say a huge thank you for support. Any content suggestions, let me know in the comments, or any constructive criticism, please let me know. And yeah, back to the video. So you can see round 2, I'm definitely pushing the pace again. Those knees are really catching me. And look at my body health here. I mean, my body health is in a world of hurt. Like, I'm not in a good position at all. Had some moments even in the round prior, especially this round, with the ducking of the question mark kick, landing the strike, and just goes to show that Easy's head health is in a good position, because normally you land a strike like that and it does rock him. And again, great timing there. Good anticipation of the head kick coming. Do get a stun, which is exactly what I need, really. I need to start weakening that head health, trying to work in the body. But again, I really need to be careful with my body. You see that I threw a leg kick there just to try to keep Izzy guessing, but not something that I'm going to look to do too much with Gastelum, to be honest with you. I'm only going to throw it here and there just to offset rhythm and keep Israel guessing. It's not something I'm going to go to. And it's quite surprising that this Izzy player wasn't throwing as many leg kicks as I expected, just because Israel obviously has phenomenal leg kicks, and you can see every time I'm stepping into range, it's those knees. Good duck again. Really had the timing down for those head kicks. I feel like a couple of those would have caught some people out. And like I said, this fighter is this opponent's a high level fighter, so he does know what he's doing, but doing quite well in that regard when it comes to evading the head kicks. Definitely needs to do better with the body work, but it swings around about its pros and cons, and it's something I'm just gonna have to build off of. But got the stun in this round, and had a few big moments in this round, which is good because it's something that I can capitalise off of going into the later rounds. Obviously, have to be extremely wary right now that my body health's hurt, and of course, right on cue, I do get he gets the body health event, and yeah, this is alarm bells ringing for me now, because he knows that body's hurt. He should have known anyway, to be honest with you. But that stun definitely confirms, puts the worst thoughts into my head that okay, all it's going to take is a couple knees now. You can even clinch me and just knee to the body, and you know it's going to end up resulting in potential knockdowns. So it's something I've got to be very wary of. And at this point here, I just have to really be decisive and think about what I want to do. I'm going to have to turn this into a dogfight. It's going to have to be boxing range. Obviously, I can't. You know, the range advantage is too big. There's too much range when it comes to, you know, me and Izzy. I can't afford to fight on the outside. I've just got to be very careful with how I choose to enter the pocket. But ultimately, what I'm going to have to do is bite down on the mouthpiece and pick my shots carefully, keep him guessing, and look to get a stun, a knockdown, potentially a finish. I could look to wrestle as well, but I haven't had too much success in getting the fight to the ground, and where my body's not in a great position, which means my stamina's obviously not going to be in the best position. I don't want to force grappling exchanges where ultimately I may not get the best of and then get my stamina completely depleted. So right here is about just, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's just critical thinking. It's about how you want to plan out the rest of the rounds, because this is a 5-round fight. If I can't just go for broke in round 3, but I've definitely got to implement a different sort of strategy. And I wouldn't even say it's necessarily different, to be honest with you. It's exactly what I've been trying to do. It's just I've got to be a lot more cautious, and I've got to take more of a risk when it comes to trying to get these stuns. And you can see that I'm still in the pocket, I'm backing away when I need to. Good use of movement there, trying to keep Israel guessing. And when I've got him closed against the fence wall like this, the octagon wall, you'll see that I do let off the combos. Good roundhouse to the body there, followed up twice, and that was good just to give him, you know, second guess, keep him guessing. But ultimately, Israel's still going to have the stamina advantage right now. The bodywork may bring that down, but what I'm going to have to do is really get that head health low, because my body health is not in a great position, and if he starts teeing off and pairs the combination, it's going to be very hard for me to withstand that volume of attack. But again, I know his stamina's also not in the greatest position, but he definitely has the advantage. I would like to say doing a better job with the body attacks, but I think that's just something I'm telling myself, because, you know, I've still been hit to the body a fair few times. Just very fortunate that hasn't resulted in any stuns as of yet. But you can see I'm trying to pick my shots carefully. He times that sway very, very nicely. Very good credit to him. And again, this is a good high level fighter that I'm facing, and it's these wars that you do want to be in, because this is where you learn, especially when you're using a fighter that statistically isn't on the same level as Israel. Obviously, Israel is going to be the best fighter in the division. You're using someone like Kelvin Gastelum, which, you know, credit to him, has got his strengths and merits, but obviously not on the same wavelength as Israel Adesanya. And yeah, I'm competing. I'm still here, putting my best foot forward. You can see he's bobbleheading a bit there, trying to evade the strikes, because he knows once he's against that octagon wall, exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to look to unload, and he's doing a good job here of bobbing and weaving, keeping me guessing. Obviously, very good body work, and that's just paying dividends to the prior rounds as well, because he's done a phenomenal job there of really isolating my body, working away at it. And I think more so it's to do with the knees that have caused me issues, and partnering up with the roundhouses, the switch kicks, the push kicks. Done a very good job of really mixing the arsenal. Switching of stances occasionally to give me different looks has also been very good. But yeah, coming into round 4 now, this is, you know, I've really got to put my best foot forward here and try and make something. Try and make something of this fight. Really wear away at the head health, and you can see here, go all out. Stamina's gone, and again, this is where stamina's going to become a real big issue, because I can't throw volume strikes, and in between those, the vulnerability is going to be very, very high. If I get caught with something like a knee to the body, mid combo is going to do a lot of damage. But you can see here, starting to get the stuns off, and not only that, whittling away at the body health, which is extremely, extremely important. And yeah, you can just see that it's going to be a tough one. I've got to be very cautious, landing the uppercuts to the body to try to weaken his body a bit, and by doing so, hopefully lower his raw stamina. And you can see he's throwing high volume punches now as well. You can feel that this round probably slipping and edging towards my favour, and perhaps it's a bit of a second wind, the tide's turning, and the adjustment of the body uppercuts has been absolutely huge. And it's a good strike to throw, because obviously if he ducks down, it transitions to a normal uppercut and will hit his head and cause a lot of damage as well. But that strike, mixing it in now, has definitely paid dividends. It's giving him something to think about. Get a stun here, and I try to rip to the body, because I know he's going to move his head a lot, and I don't really have the stamina to be whiffing strikes, because when you miss strikes, obviously you lose more stamina, which is something that you don't want to happen, especially in the 4th round of a fight. But definitely picked up the pace here. You see, land the roundhouse to the body, which I thought, because he was moving and he didn't have the best stamina, may have potentially dropped him. But this has definitely been a big round, and in comes the flying knee. Now he's just going to tee off, go to the body, and the heart that Kelvin shows here is nothing short of phenomenal, because, you know, not in a good position. He ends up getting the knockdown. So all the hard work done in this round has potentially, you know, been reverted just by that knockdown there, and the flying knee. You know it's always an option there for any fighter you fight on ranked. People do like mixing the flying knees in, because it's just extremely powerful, and when it does land, it often results in a stun or a knockdown. So it's a good adaptation from Izzy, filtering that in, especially after not having a great round. And you know, I really shone through this round, and you can see here, get a knockdown to match it as well. And I would say that I had the better of this round, especially considering how the rounds prior have gone. I don't know how the judges are scoring this fight. I do think, to be honest with you, I have a thought that we was probably level, or either one of us was slightly edging it. I do think that round in particular was a very massive round, and if you want to beat the champion, you've got to do it in the championship rounds. That's what they say. Championship rounds hold a lot of weight, and coming into this 5th round here, after a massive round 4, I was full of confidence, to be fair. Yes, he did knock me down, and he did get a couple of stuns to the body, but that's to be expected when, you know, he could practically breathe on my body, and I could collapse just because of the amount of sheer damage that has been done. So he drops me here, opts to not get on top, and then tries to partner up with a front kick, and again, he's dropped me now. So I know that realistically at this point here, I'm going for broke. I'm going for a finish anyway. You know, I'm prepared to die, as Adesanya said when they matched up, and I'm trying to get the revenge here for Kelvin Gastelum. So lands that knee there, which is something I've got to be careful of. He's starting to tee off, and here I can feel that he's growing in confidence, but you can't grow too much in confidence when you've got power like Kelvin's. And this the round 4, the using the body uppercuts, mixing in the count as well, throwing when Israel was vulnerable, really did shorten the gap that this Israel Adesanya player created in the rounds 1 to 3, because the gap he made was huge in terms of body health, in terms of stamina, in terms of controlling the fight. It was massive. It was very good work, but it goes to show you that one round can change everything. And it's not like I wasn't doing any good work in rounds 1 to 3, but I just feel like Israel definitely had the better of the game plans, better of the damage done, and really had set himself up for a good 4th and 5th rounds to potentially even be able to coast if need be, hide behind the jab, hide behind the teeps, and hide behind the knees. But it was that big adjustment, it was the biting down on the mouthpiece, that Mexican spirit really pushing me forwards and going for broke, really. Taking the fight to Israel, not letting him rest, putting yourself in positions that are uncomfortable. And sometimes this is the stuff that you got to do. You got to have that dog in you. You got to edge out these fights. And if the technical masterclass isn't working, get up and fight. And that's exactly what I do here. So a minute and a half left on the clock, pretty much, and I'm still gonna go for it. He goes for the acrobatic kick there, which fares all the best to him. They're not something I would have been frightened there, but it'd probably catch people off guard. Go for the uppercut, miss. He sways, but he did not expect that check hook, and that is all she wrote. So I feel like that's a great fight for you guys to watch, very action packed, and like I said, you're at a disadvantage straight away using Kelvin. Get the big knockout in round 5, and you'll see on the judges' scorecards, I think I was actually up. So yeah, didn't even need to go for the finish, but I thought let's get that revenge and really bite down on the mouthpiece. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more UFC 4 content. Any content suggestions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.